Hi, Michelle here, and I'm at the People Development Summit in Barcelona, and I've been joined by a delegate and a supplier, so I'm going to introduce you to them now. Jan Luxford, who's one of the delegates from Riverside. Hi Jan, how are you doing?
Hi Michelle.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about Riverside, what you do?
Yeah, I'm Head of Learning and Development, and I work for a fabulous company called Riverside. We're a housing association where we've got about 2,500 people, and I'm responsible for the development of those people.
Have you had any good ideas from the summit so far on either of those topics?
Particularly in talent, yes I have. Yeah, about the development solutions, and kind of we've all got a specific amount of money to spend on our talent program, and it's just making sure that we can find the right solutions really to and invest our money really wisely these days.
And I'm also here with Nash, who's actually one of the suppliers, so she runs her own training company, which is Training for Advancements. Tell us a bit about yourself and your company as well, Anne.
Training for Advancement specialises in corporate solutions at an operational level, so we tend to work with team members, first line managers and maybe second line managers. The key themes that I'm hearing so far at the event is leadership and performance, and how the two connect really, which is useful for us because I think building the relationships between those levels, communication and conversation, can connect leadership and performance. Coming out of recession, we've been there before, not quite so bad admittedly, but we would expect the themes to be outsourced services, managed services, and we're scaling ourselves to be able to meet the response.
And what would you say has been sort of your inspired moment so far? I mean, I know we're only actually into day one, but what's been your highlight, your inspired moment?
I don't know if it would be a wow or an aha moment, but Lord Sebastian Coe did make me think about something last night when he talks a lot more about the Paralympics around changing people's attitudes to disabled people. And in a just sort of musing way, I thought to myself, well, what would he like my attitude to be? I didn't know I needed to change. I accept that I might need to change, but I don't know what he was asking me to change to. And so it just made me think a lot about change management and how often do we tell people we want you to change, we want you to change your attitude and we want it to become a better place, but how often do we actually tell people what would you like me to do differently?
So did you answer that question, or are you still,
I still don't
still
know
working
what
on
my
it?
attitude to disabled people should be, and if it's wrong, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I'm now keen to know what Lord Sebastian Coe would like my attitude to disabled people to be.
And Jan, what's been your aha moment so far?
I do think the piece that last night from Sebastian Coe was excellent. It was really, really good. And I think the question that I didn't get to ask was about, which I did afterwards, which was about, there was a lot, he was talking a lot about getting behind the 2012 Olympics, which I completely, absolutely agree. We are taking part in the corporate games, which we're really proud of. So we're going to send 100 people. So it's things like that, and that will help us really focus on perhaps what can I do for the Olympics.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, girls.
Turn the question on you.
I was definitely inspired by Lord Coe last night, and he talked about something very close to my heart, which is having a real clarity of and an understanding of the purpose of your organisation. It's something that we do at Talent Dynamics all the time. We work with organisations to help them really understand that. And he said, everybody was focusing when they were looking at the Olympic bid on how they were going to deliver the Olympics, and then it came down to this two-horse race. It was expected that it was between the two countries that were also bidding, and he said there's no such thing as a two-horse race. He shared that story about when he and Steve Ovett were supposedly in the two-horse race and the German overtook them both. That was really kind of interesting. And so he said that the thing that won the Olympic bid was him getting a whole team clear about why. Really clear about the purpose, because once they'd bought into that purpose, and he knew who was on board and who wasn't, and if they weren't on board he asked them to step out as well, and once they'd got clear about that purpose, then they were able to move on to what they were going to do, and then eventually on to how they were going to do it. And that's one of the principles, the key principles that we use in Talent Dynamics. So I was just so excited to hear that as a principle, and that it had such a huge success. Yeah, thanks for asking.